We're going to be creating tint and shade today. We're going to go from a tint, which is lighter, by adding white, to a shade, which is darker. And so if our color is blue, a tint of that color is a lighter blue, and the shade of that color is a darker blue. The same with the red. A tint is a lighter red, and shade is a darker red. We're going to start off by using our angle brushes and a painting knife. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of red, and I'm going to mix it into the white. I'm stirring in a circular motion like this, pressing it down into the paper, and then lifting the stuff from the bottom, bringing it up, pressing down, lifting it up, pressing it down. That little bit of red and all of that white will be our lightest red. When you mix white with red, it turns pink. I want to make sure that I use all of the white and mix it in, so you can see that I'm going over it several times. I don't want to have streaks in it. Then I'm going to separate out a little bit of that color and then drag the rest of the color to the next spot over, creating a second section. Then I'm going to get a little bit more red. I'm going to mix that in there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to separate a little bit of that color, creating another section. Then I'm going to dip and get a little bit more red, add it in there. Notice that I'm getting just a very little bit of red. And do the same thing. I'm going to separate a little puddle of it. I'm going to get some more red. I'm going to stir it in real good. Separate it out. Get more red, stir it in real good. Then I'm going to go clean my paint palette. I mean my painting knife, not my paint palette. I'm going to clean my painting knife. I'm going to get some of the red that doesn't have any white in it. I'm going to put it over here. I'm just going to get a small dip of black. It's a very small dip of black. I'm going to stir that into the red. we're going to use two different paintbrushes on just the red. So I'll set this to the side. I'll take my first paintbrush and I'm going to start with the lightest red, which is a pink. And I'm going to paint downwards like this. And I'm going to use quite a bit of it. I want it to be a nice solid pink. I'm going to paint just a section of it like that. And then I'm even going to come across this way to smooth it out. So I've come down and I've come across. Now I'm going to get the next color. I'm actually going to overlap. I'm going to start halfway where I ended. I'm going to mix that in by going this way. Now I'm not going to go all the way to the very end. I'm just mixing in that half mark there. And then I'm going to get some more of that and I'm going to go a little further this way. Then I'm going to get the next color. I'm going to start halfway where I left off from the last color that I used. I'm going to blend those in. Then I'm going to get that color and go a little further. It's okay if you get on the tape because we'll peel that up later. Then I'm going to get the next color. I'm going to start halfway on top of that. I have to scoot down, so I'm going to get the next color. I'm going to go a little bit on top of that, brushing it in, and then getting the same color and going a little further. Okay, I should be about halfway now, maybe a little bit further than halfway. I'm going to use my darkest pink here, the last one that I mixed on the pink. I'm going to start overlapping it. And I'm just softly brushing this in. Get some more of that darkest pink and go even a little further. Then I'm going to go back to my pure red where I left off, and I'm going to overlap some of the pure red, blending it in. Get more pure red, come further down. And I'm pure red at this point, and so I'm going to add a little bit more pure red. And you can see that I'm getting close to the end. I'm going to add just a little bit of that black and red that I mixed. And I'm going to overlap just a little bit here. And then I'm going to do that pure mixture of black and red. Notice that the shade part, I didn't add much black because it gets dark really fast. And then at the very, very end, I'm going to add just pure black here. Okay, so we're done with the red. Now we'll go wash both of our paint brushes. And we'll start with a fresh paintbrush and a fresh painting knife. Next one I'm going to do is the green. And I'm going to, my white's down at the bottom this time, and I actually got a whole bunch of white, so I'm going to separate out a little pile of white here. And I'm going to take some green and I'm going to mix it into that white pile. And it's going to make a very, very light mint green. Then I'm going to take and separate it out, creating a little side deal, leaving just a little bit of that mint green right here. I'm going to get a little bit more green. I'm going to add it in. Separate it out. Get a little bit more green. Separate that out. Get more green. Separate that out. And then the last one, I'm just going to do this right here. Wipe off your painting knife. Take some of that